WKRN TV, Channel 2, your food for family station.
Good evening, I'm Hugh Dow.
And I'm Barbara Walters, and this is 2020.
On the ABC News Magazine, 2020, with Hugh Downs and Barbara Walters. Tonight, from Ireland, a spectacular achievement. This young man suffered an accident at birth, and he's never been able to speak. But when he was 11, something incredible. Christy Nolan started writing.
Well, when I saw those two lines, I knew there was something in Christy.
Today, he's a best-selling author and a playwright. Tonight, how his remarkable talent was unleashed.
It's from your memory, it's from his memory. You store it. And then what?
From Bob Brown, a magnificent story. The freeing of Christy Nolan.
2 or 3 eggs, bacon,
Food. Some people are obsessed with it.
a large glass of chocolate milk.
They're called compulsive eaters.
Didn't have anything to do with whether I was hungry or not.
Now, these therapists offer some radical advice. Don't worry. Stop dieting. John Stossel tells of their controversial approach. No fooling. No more diets. Newborn babies, only hours old, stolen from hospital nurseries. This mother says an abductor posed as a nurse.
I turned around and looked at her, and she said, "Oh, don't worry, I'll bring him right back."
It's a growing problem. Yet experts have a profile of the typical abductor. Hugh Downs reports, with another abduction this week, new safeguards are essential. Where's my baby?
And tragically, the horror of a baby being kidnapped is in the news tonight. In Little Rock, Arkansas, there is still no sign of the baby of this woman, Annette Thomas Jones. On Tuesday evening, a woman posing as a nurse said she had to weigh the infant, and the trusting mother handed over her 3-day-old son. Police have a sketch of the suspect. She is 5'4", 135 pounds. This incident is more proof that the abduction of babies is on the rise, and Hugh has been looking into this.
Yes, and Barbara, what we found is that these incidents are definitely on the rise. Now, for example, in the entire decade of the 1960s, we found only one reported case of a baby stolen from a hospital. In 10 years, one case. And here in the 80s, the numbers are climbing. So far in 1988, 7 cases. Now, our hope is that in doing this report and raising awareness, we can prevent a lot of pain.
Peter Jennings and David Brinkley will lead the best political team in the business election night. Donaldson, Greenfield, Hume, Serafin, Scher, Simpson, Will, Wooten. From the ABC News Election Command Center, the 88 vote, Jennings and Brinkley. Can you imagine election night without them? There's always something presiding on Night Court.
You will not believe what just happened to me.
Some loose woman that you've never met before has agreed to go back to your place and participate in some deviant sexual behavior.
What gave me away, the drool?
The verdict is in, and we're guilty of laughs. Weekdays at 4:30 on Night Court.
Good evening, I'm Davis Nolan with a weather update. The tornado watch has now expired. No more tornado watches in effect for our area. The strong thunderstorm swept across Middle Tennessee earlier this evening, downing power lines and trees, and there still are some power outages in some spots. It does look like, though, we still have a few more showers to come in from the northwest, and some cooler temperatures as well for your weekend weather. We've got all the information on all the damage that took place in Middle Tennessee and northern Alabama, as well as the weekend weather outlook tonight on Channel 2 News.
Something fun's happening here weeknights at 6:30. It's Family Feud, and the survey says you're going to love it. Catch the feud here on WKRN Channel 2.
It was scary. It was scary. We had no idea what the Germans had left. You know, they had big, huge pillboxes and big guns on the beach at Omaha and Red Beach, but we never knew what they were going to come up with next. Nobody knew what was going to happen. It was a hit and miss game at that particular time.
3 teenagers are lucky to have only bruises after a bout with tonight's thunderstorms. The weather also dampens the playoff picture for high school football teams. And in our Whether or Not segment, Pepsi receives an endorsement of sorts, or should we say snorts. Good evening, I'm Ann Holt. Those stories and more news next on Channel 2 News.
This is 2020.
This has been a presentation of ABC News, where more Americans get their news than from any other source.
This is ABC.